All right, I guess you guys need a little bit of context because we are out of our studio right now. This is the AI DSLR from Ubiquiti. And this is a camera we have been curious about for the longest time. Because as you can see here, it uses a professional lens to enhance its vision and to secure any area or spaces. So when we saw this, because again, this is a pretty unique offering, I believe this is the only camera that does this. You can correct me in the comments below if you find another camera that uses this type of lens. But we figured out that what more can it do? Right now it's a security camera, but what if you could use it for different use cases? So yes, keeping your area secured, but also maybe create content for, let's say, a gym like this one. So not only would you install this camera to protect it, but you can use footages to see people train, to film tournaments and do highlights with this camera. Because a lens like this, the resolution you have and the sensor you have will make a crisp image. So we tested this camera with a lot of action, including nighttime scenes and close-up focus, and the results are amazing. And to understand it better, I think it's time to explain why this lens is so unique. So when you get the AI DSLR, you have two choices. On our case, we went with the wide-angle lens, but you can also use a long-distance lens. So if you want to cover outside areas. In our case, we wanted to cover the whole gym, so covering all the mats to be able to capture any type of action. Now, what makes this unique when compared to security cameras? First off is the sensor, and that's a big one. So this sensor is a 4-third sensor, so it's much bigger than regular security cameras. When we're talking about security cameras, it's more a 1/3-inch sensor type of thing. So what does this mean is it brings more light inside the camera, more light meaning more details, a better picture, and great low light for nighttime environment. Next would be the aperture. So if we focus on the focal point, this one is at a f1.2. So again, aperture is inside the camera, and the wider it gets, the more lights it gets, and as you know now, more lights mean a clearer image. And in that case, it also helps for the focus on the subject. This is something we see with phones, for example, when you put the portrait mode and then you only see a person and the background is blurred. So this will do it, but no software tricks. This is something we call the bokeh. So it creates an image, crisp image of the subject. So for example, if we film myself with this camera, I will appear really sharp and the background will be blurred. But you will see all my hairs. If I have my glasses on, you will catch all the single details, which is different when you're using a phone. When you use a phone, this is the kind of details you will lose in the long run. And this is super important when we're talking about security. It's all a matter of details. So just by using these single details that you have inside this camera, makes a whole difference when talking about security. So in this particular gym, it was already using the Unify Protect equipment. So we have G4 Pros, we have G5 cameras, but to have the best resolution possible, we installed this one, replacing the G5 that has a direct view on the mats. It makes it more easier to find anything because you have access to the Unify Protect platform. And now we're discussing different use cases because again, you need to install this camera to secure a space. So if we install this and you have all this crisp image, why not using for yourself for different use cases like marketing? And this is something we discussed, is that you can create content with such image. Not just in a gym like our use case, but think about the possibilities. Imagine a painting studio capturing the creative process, or a ski resort placing it near the big jumps to create highlight reels. Even a custom shop wrapping cars in wild colors could turn daily work into content. For us, this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym was the perfect starting point, especially since we had face recognition in mind. So going inside the Unify Protect platform, you have access to a whole bunch of details using the analytics from this camera. Because yes, on the edge, you have face recognition, person detection. In that case, it's not really useful, but you also have LPR, so for your license plate. But here, we used it to film different trainings that we had happen inside of the gym. So for example, we can see Oleg right here. So by doing a facial recognition, we tagged Oleg, and every time he come in front of the camera, we were able to capture his face and in different moments. So let's say Oleg needs training on a particular set of moves. So if I'm the teacher, I can actually go to a certain point, go inside the timeline, and review a situation with Oleg, explaining to him what he did wrong and how he can do it better. In a marketing standpoint, well, I can do this for many of my students, so just using different footage from tournaments, from training, and create content that I can use in my social media to show what's happening inside of my gym. So different types of trainings, different types of tournament, and it just creates more engagement using a security camera. So you don't need to use your phone, walk around and film. Yes, it's a good resolution, but you already have this installed, so why not use it to your advantage? Keep watching until the end and you'll see exactly what we created with the AI DSLR. And from the owners themselves, they were pretty impressed with the results. Now, yes, we used it for a different use case, but this still is a security camera. We just wanted to show you that you can use this to your advantage. If you want to see how it works in a security environment, we really recommend the DPC Technology YouTube channel. They have a great video on the DSLR AI from Ubiquiti. So go check it out, we'll put it in the description below. From our point of view, what we wanted to show is that security evolves. It's like your latest iPhone. You had one before that was only to call, and now it become a tool. Your phone is now your wallet, it's your internet connection, it's where you navigate all around. So it's the same thing with security. It doesn't need to stay just a security camera. You can use it to your advantage in different situations. Guys, I'm Jeremy from Pipl System. I'm about to go for a fight. We'll see each other on the next one.